I'm gonna have to figure out a better way to do that. All right, everybody, welcome. We are live here with Late Night All Day Podcast. I'm here with Jamie Sear. I am AJ Graham. How you doing today, Jamie?
I am good. The weather is crap here. It's getting cold. As you
It's
can
not.
see, I
That's
have a
not.
sweater on. It's been raining. The happiness of summer has faded from my life.
See, I mean, maybe because I live on the West Coast, it's a little different. I'm like, it's like still like in the low 80s, high 70s right
To
now.
hear high
And
70s, when I'm pretty sure I think my car was like 59 the other day when I started it in the morning. It's
Jesus,
59 degrees. Like, temperature should never be under 65 at any point.
you know, I I'm a fan of cold weather, so when it's cold and all that stuff, I'm
Mm-mm.
I'm all for it because it's
No.
gonna sound like some privileged, spoiled bullshit, but like,
That's what it is. Your privileged
yeah,
California heat bullshit.
like I'm tired of this weather. It's in the 80s.
Oh my goodness.
Bring on
I
the
have to go to
fall,
the
this
beach on
sunshine.
Christmas. Oh, so
That's
terrible.
a pretty popular place actually. So you follow football, right?
I do actually. My team is playing right now. I'm staring at the screen as we do this.
Did you see that score between the Broncos and the Dolphins? Like, hey,
Wilson
y'all.
is getting, he's getting fired.
Like, bro, you want to
Wilson
70,
is getting fired.
70? Damn.
70. It's so funny. My
It's not
husband,
Madden.
when we like woke up from our nap, I was like, "Do you know what the score was on that game?" And then my son came downstairs. Was like, "Mom, did you see? It was like 70 something." I said, "Yo, Wilson is not going to have a job. Like, they are going to
Come
trade
on,
him
bro.
so fast."
Get it together, man. Like,
They were already mad at him last year, but he's not doing any better this year. I mean, at least he got some touchdowns in this game. We
yeah.
have to give him that. He's at least getting rid of the ball, and they're getting like gold. Like, it's not enough. 70, 70. Those are college football numbers.
Man, that's playing Madden on video game numbers. Like, bro,
That's
like,
dead ass Madden with cheat codes. That is Madden
like,
with cheat
Jesus,
codes.
bro. But speaking of football and what we're talking about, let's go ahead and talk about our toxic fandoms. Let's go ahead and start with football. In my opinion, the most toxic group of fans would probably be the Raider fans. And I say that because when the Raiders were here in LA, they got kicked out because their fans would be causing fights, riots, all that stuff.
Oh,
Okay,
I'm so
okay,
sorry,
Charles.
Charles.
All
You
right.
poor thing.
Uh, you know, the
My
Cowboys are going
Alexa
through it.
just
Like,
started talking. Alexa, be quiet. I said Charles, and Alexa was like, let me tell you something.
no one's talking to you.
No one's talking to you. Why are you talking to me? She just gave me like
So
mad facts on Charles.
Cowboy fans. Would I say they're toxic? No, they're just very loyal. I would say they're loyal
Cowgirl
fans.
fans are loyal to the soul, to the core. They don't care if they're winning, they don't care if they're losing. They are there for their team. I have to give Cowboy fans respect because they don't care if they're winning or losing. They are ride or die. They are
But I
ride or
will.
die.
I do
It's a
like
lot of
making
dying
fun of y'all
lately.
though. Well, no. See, this is what happens with the Cowboys. They like to get their fans' hopes up,
Every year.
and
And then
then
they get to
crash.
playoffs every single time. That let down.
But
And now you
Charles
see
also mentioned.
Ezekiel is a Pats fan now. So he's got the Pats. Just left y'all.
But he also mentioned my team, the New England Patriots, and
How are you a Patriots fan way over there?
see, okay. So I have a story about that. So it's kid logic. We didn't have a team in LA. We didn't have a team in
Okay.
LA. So I was like, what's the farthest team away from LA? So it was either the Miami Dolphins or the New England Patriots. And I'm like, Dolphins, I don't like their mascot. At the time, being a
You
kid,
didn't
I'm like,
pick a
a
team because
Dolphin.
of the mascot?
It's kid logic. Kid logic. It don't make no sense. So yeah, I ended up picking the Patriots, and are we are our fans? Are we toxic fans though? You know, I had to defend cheating, which I did. You know, people are like,
I
oh,
mean, you guys
the
are
Patriots.
toxic fans. I went to that game last week, as you can see, and at that game, at the end, a Patriots fan decided to run his mouth to a Miami fan, and now he's dead. So
What?
Patriots fans are toxic. He got knocked out, and apparently he must like hit his head, and now he is no longer with us. Patriots fans are toxic. There were so many Miami fans. Fuck the 49ers. We don't like them. Just football fans in general can be toxic. It don't matter. Eagles fans, we discussed this. Those are some
Yeah,
toxic
the
fans.
Eagles.
Don't come
I
to an Eagles game and then the Eagles lose. They are burning your car. They are fighting. They're throwing food at you as you walk out. I would never wear another team's jersey to an Eagles game.
oh no, you
And
asking
I know
for
that
it.
my team's going to win. You are getting abused the whole way out. You're getting spit
I
on.
mean,
You're getting
also,
soda thrown on you, ketchup, mustard. They are ruthless.
I mean, not only do they do that when they lose, they go even ham when they win. Like when
Like, you
during the
won.
Super Bowl,
Let me walk out of
they
here ashamed.
they had they had to put Crisco on the street lights so they wouldn't climb up there,
So people
and
couldn't
just like
climb. It was getting
just
every year.
just like seeing an Eagles fan eat horse crap for the sake of an Eagles win. Never in my
Charles, I
entire
just
life,
found that out tonight, Charles. You just had me Google this. And I didn't
like
even have to finish the sentence for Google to know what I was looking for. It is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
never in my life have I ever been that happy, excited, nothing like, hey, you know what? Horse shit. That's what I need to eat. I'm happy right now. Pass that horse. And it was like fresh, like right on the ground. Like he
It
ate it
was
off the
because,
ground.
the horses walk by outside the stadium. So it's always
Yeah.
big piles of it. And there was so many of them eating it in the video I saw. It wasn't one fan. It was
It
a
was
bunch
multiple.
of
I only seen one.
no, there was like several videos. If you Google it, there's like a bunch of videos.
Like I can see like you I thought, you were faking like you were gonna eat. Like, nah man, it was in the
No,
mouth.
he
Like
ate that. That was
I,
disgusting.
I need to know what happened to him afterwards.
Probably the hospital.
Like, huh,
So
that's just terrible. Just
no,
terrible. So let's
that's
let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna throw somebody up on the screen, and this person by far has hands down the most toxic fans probably in the world,
oh
and
Lord.
that is our 45th president, Donald Jabberwocky Trump. That's what the J stands for. It stands
Did
for
you say
Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky? I
Jabberwocky, yeah.
cannot with you.
That's a very people don't know that it's Jabberwocky. Now, my personal bias aside, because I've never liked Donald Trump. Even when I was a kid, I remember asking my mom like, who's Donald Trump?" And she just said a businessman. But I'm like, why is he always on TV? He used to
Absolutely right, Charles.
always be on TV, like all the
Always.
time. TV and movies, like I mean, just like Charles says, like it's not a
It
fan
is
base,
not
it's
a
a
fan
cult.
base.
It's a
It's a
cult. It
cult.
is a cult at this
It's a
point.
cult.
You know, uh, even though I don't agree with uh, conservative views, you have rights to those views. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe. But Donald
Hmm.
Trump took those views and turned it into his own fan base of delusional people he can incite a riot, incite insurrection,
Yes. Yes,
and
absolutely.
look people dead in the fucking face. No, that's not what it is. That's not what happened.
When they stormed the White House, after he told them to storm the White House, and then they did it, okay?
He was like,
Afterwards, he's
"Nah,
on the interview like, I never told them to do that.
that's not what I said.
That
I
is
never
not
said
what I
that."
said. I don't condone this behavior. Dude, you just told your redneck pickup Ford driving people to go do it. And then when they
Like,
did it,
bro,
you're sitting here looking in the camera. I never told them to do that. That's not what I condone.
the only president to be impeached twice, he has more than what, like 90 felony charges, and his fans are just die hard. I mean, that's how it is in a
And
cult. Like,
he's still touring. He's still expecting to run. It's nothing is changing. Like right now,
I,
it's actually looking like he has a win over Biden in the numbers by like 2% or something like
that
that.
is insane.
It's
We're gonna have
it's insane.
the first prisoner president. I
It's
also I think it's absolutely insane that it takes more to guard the president than to be president. Like to be a Secret Service person, you got to go through a lot of training and tests and
yes,
you know test of character and all this stuff. But president, all you got to do is be 35, born in America, live here for at least 11 years.
and
That's
be able
it.
to campaign. That's it. I
I
mean,
mean,
all the money his family has, and they have to spend none on his campaign because he's got so many cult followers donating money to his bullshit. It's insane. I've
bro,
never seen anything like it. He
and it
can
was
say
crazy
one
because
thing and they're going to go into that is why Chairgate happened because
hey,
he had a rally that day
mhm.
and those people felt themselves and then Chairgate is because of Donald Trump.
you know, it's when he first started like getting into the president campaign space. I was like, this motherfucker not president. This can't be. The more
I didn't think it was real. I didn't think it was real. I thought it was a
closer it
joke.
started getting there, speaking of jokes, there's that uh, internet trope that goes around that the Simpsons predicts the future, and
Yes, they do. The funeral's
I,
coming.
I I've
You've seen The
debunked it.
Simpsons.
I've
The
I've
funeral's coming.
debunked it. I've debunked it though. It just it appears like they're telling the truth, and this is what happens. This is what happened with that episode. The writers were, they're writing the script, and it was taking place in the future where Lisa was president. She has a
Mm-hmm.
line saying, "We inherited a lot of debt from President Trump." The writers said they wanted to pick the most ridiculous person to become president. So that's why they picked Trump. And little no people might have forgot around that time, Donald Trump actually did run for president. It was very brief, but he did run for president. So at
See, I
that
didn't even
time,
know
he
that.
was running for president. So it's just coincidence that that happened. But Jesus Christ, man, like I don't think the country has been the same since.
No,
I
no,
mean, I don't know about
no.
you, Jamie, which I'm pretty sure it might have happened. I've lost friends over it. People siding with Trump, and I'm like, this guy is not for
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
You're not a rich, straight white man. So it's like, bruh,
It's so funny because he's got so much money. He's this rich white guy, but his cult are the poorest, no teeth having, back home, marry your sister fans you'll ever meet. Build that wall. Like his supporters are nothing like him. Like it's insane.
I mean, that's how cults work. I mean, the cult leaders are usually, very
Mm-hmm.
charismatic, very smart people who have a vision for people or have a very convincing story, and people who don't have any background of anything. They're like, oh well, yeah, this is my guy. Exactly. I want to drink this Kool-Aid and
True.
go live on my own planet with 1,000 virgins or whatever the fuck they think. Just cult leaders are crazy.
Oh, a
So,
mess.
Jamie, do you have any celebrities that you are a fan of that you're like, ah, I mean, they do this stuff, but I still like their stuff. I still like their music. I still like their music, or I mean, movies, or what have you. 'Cause
I
I
don't know.
definitely
I would
have
have to say no. I would have to say one of the worst fan bases are Beyonce fans.
Beyonce. I would have to agree with you on that one.
Beyonce stands will eat your soul if you say anything about Mama B.
They made a whole movie about that.
You saw they ran Carrie Hilson out.
Yep.
When the
I
last
mean,
time you seen Carrie Hilson? She said one thing about Mother B on Beyonce's internet, and the B stands ran her soul smooth out of existence. When have you heard Beyonce sing?
Uh-oh, breaking up. Am I breaking up or is JD breaking up?
I don't know. That's me or AJ.
I don't know. I think we had
Oh,
sorry we
wait,
had some
hold on.
technical difficulties. Sorry, we'll go back. Uh-oh. So yeah, gonna wait for Jamie to come back. I don't know what happened. She closed her screen or whatever, but yeah, Beyonce, oh, there's Jamie.
Wait, is it me? Is it AJ? Is it
Oh,
me?
okay.
I
I think
wasn't
we're
sure.
back.
It's like rainy here, so I have.
Okay. I'm gonna say that Beyonce, she has a very wholesome, she's done very little wrong in the public eye. So when
Mhm.
somebody comes for her fans are ride or die. They're like, oh no, we got you, fuck you. Like when what they did to Kid Rock, when Kid Rock said she couldn't sing or something, or
Yes,
out.
Kid Rock said she sounds terrible live, and they
Hey,
ate his soul.
couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I can't stand Kid Rock. Fuck it. He's the epitome. He's the epitome of just
Hope he stubs his
uh
toes barefoot.
man, for real. Sorry, wait. Charles got a story here. True story. I had somebody in my neighborhood who put up
No, she didn't.
what
She
is
did
that?
not refinance her house for
Re-
Beyonce
refi-
tickets.
no, that's scary to me. Like, hey man,
Well, remember
Beyonce's
her last tour came out when everybody was getting all those checks from Trump, and people were using all of their money, all of that $500. And when they had kids, they were getting 500 plus the 250 per kid. People were using all of that stimulus money for B. They said, forget these kids, forget milk. We don't need bread, ramen noodles tonight and tomorrow. I'm going to see Beyonce. This
y'all can
tour,
eat
the
off your
tickets were
memories.
insane. The tickets
Y'all
were
remember
insane.
y'all remember food. Y'all can eat off your memories of food. Y'all be okay.
Let me print some pictures and put it on some plates. Like, no, this tour, the tickets were even more. Even the nosebleeds were like 500, $600 for nosebleed seats. And people were legit, like online. They were not paying their mortgages. People were getting their cars repossessed to make sure that they had these silver outfits because she put in the
I
tickets. She
saw
wanted people
that.
to wear silver. So people were making sure to go spend all this money on outfits, got these Beyonce tickets, but then they lost their homes, they losing their cars. People were calling out of work, losing their jobs.
Uh-oh. You good? Can you hear me?
In this house tonight, it's shit.
Ah,
My Wi-Fi is awful tonight, guys.
but,
Hold on, wait. I'm gonna log on through my phone instead.
okay.
Good old phone never does you wrong.
Ain't that
Hold
something?
on.
I thought it was slightly insensitive that Beyonce, this billionaire, has this concert with these expensive ass tickets where, there's a lot of people out here struggling to get by, struggling to make money, and all this stuff. And she knows how her fan bases are. And it's like, you're over here, you're barely a thousandaire. If you're a hundredaire, even, you'd be happy and lucky about that. But this billionaire is like, come and bring me your hard earned money, your hard to come by money to come see me and make sure you wear silver because it's my birthday and silver is my favorite color or silver or chrome or whatever it is. Hey, you know, and people came out. I took some friends. Oh, Jimmy's back. There
Now
we
we're
go.
I'm on my phone, so I have actual connection now.
you
I
have your phone.
not disturb,
You
so
have
you
your phone. You have your phone. Landscape so you can see the comments.
Oh wait, is that how I see the comments?
Yeah,
Oh, now I can. Okay, that's so awesome. I didn't
yeah.
notice that before.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think it's kind of insensitive that Beyonce has this concert. She's charging all this money, knowing most of her fans live check by check. I'm like, you are a billionaire. you could have
You
had
do
this
not need tickets this expensive.
you could have literally had this concert for bare bones what it was. Like you don't, you make enough money to pay your crew and all that stuff. You could have did this for free.
Yep. She legit does not need for her tickets to cost a car payment. It should not cost a car payment or a mortgage payment to go to a Beyonce concert. Her floor seats, there were floor seats being resold for 8 grand. I remember looking. I was gonna get tickets to go see her when she came to TD Garden here in Boston, and there were floor seats from $4,000 to $8,000.
Jesus,
Four to eight
Jesus,
thousand dollars for Beyonce. Ooh,
man,
12,000. Marlena said 12,000 in Vegas.
I don't even want to know what it was in LA. Shit,
That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, why?
hey, and this is if I get some kickback from Beyonce fans, that's fine. But I think it's about time that we kind of give Beyonce some constructive criticism. I don't hate Beyonce. Her music's not for me, but I don't hate her.
Hmm.
I'm not, she's a beautiful woman. She made her lane. She's probably like like one level below Michael Jackson. I can't give her to Michael Jackson. Ain't
She'll never
nobody
be Michael.
ain't
No.
nobody fainting at your concert. So I can't give you that one. Can't give you that one. So Tariq mentioned our next uh subject here. And this person's fans are pretty toxic as well. Oh, not him, her.
Oh,
Uh
the
Nicki
bars.
Minaj.
The
Nicki
bars
Minaj.
are insane. The
Not
bars
only
don't play about Mother Nikki.
not only does she have toxic fans, her herself is pretty toxic, in my opinion, especially, not wanting to share the spotlight with other artists such as Nicki, Cardi B and Meg The Stallion, where it's like, hey, if y'all all get together, y'all know y'all gonna make a lot of money, right?
I mean, she really can't talk crap to people when her husband's a pedophile.
And like a known rapist.
A known rapist. She, the father of her child, is a known rapist. Like, you cannot sit here and trash talk Cardi B. Her husband may be a criminal, but he's not a rapist or a pedophile.
Like two of the worst things you could be. Probably the two worst things you could be.
Absolutely, Marlena. Delirious fans for a delirious woman. You are 100% right.
And and this is nothing against like no kind of ageism or nothing, but usually when artists get to a certain age, it's like, why aren't you progressing into something else? And she's still kind of like beefing
She's
with it.
still acting like she's 22 when she, like, you know what I'm saying? She's still acting like she's selling mixtapes out the trunk of her car in New York City. Like, I understand you went and got your nose done, Nikki, and Lil Wayne is your people's, and you screwed the whole crew. But like, you're not 22 anymore. You're not. Pay your homage to Lil Kim because we know where you stole your whole image from. Stop acting like you didn't. Okay, them colorful wigs, Lil Kim was doing that way before your time, ma'am.
Like Little Kim definitely paved the way.
The way, give her her props. Stop acting like, oh no, I just got the idea. I just loved her look. But no, give her her props. Your whole sound, your whole look, everything, your aesthetic is Lil Kim.
Yeah,
Give
like
it up.
Charles says here, what I don't get, Nikki could have signed a lot of girls that are out right now. She really could have. She could
Absolutely.
have. She could have been on the same level as like a Little Wayne and um, even Jay Z or somebody like that. Like
Mhm.
Beyonce is signing people now. What is it?
Beyonce is signing people. Like, she's
Yeah.
backing artists. She's giving them studio time. She, like, out of her own pocket. Beyonce believes in people, and she's
Oh,
Marlena is right. Trina is rude. Listen, I've met Trina one time in a strip club in Miami. Trina is rude. She is ghetto. She's not humble. Her wigs are not human hair. Them synthetic. I need her to calm down with that attitude. Trina, no, she
I,
is rude. She's always late. It was like people came to see her. She was supposed to perform at the club. And first of all, she got there like 2 or 3 hours late. She only stayed for like
Mm.
15 or 20 minutes. She gave attitude. She was mad that they didn't have enough of the special champagne or something she wanted in her section. But first of all, you're 3 hours late and then you're not even performing. She did two songs. She did the baddest bitch and the half of another song, the You Don't Know Neff from Trick Daddy, and then she bounced. Talking about I have some a place else to be.
Jesus.
She needs to
Actually,
calm all the
I
way
actually,
down.
I don't think that's what Marlena meant by Trina too. I think she was saying like Nicki Minaj needs to give Trina
No,
her.
there's nothing about Nicki that Nicki needs to give no props to. I'm tired of Trina. She got an attitude and a bad wig, and I'm really angry at how she be acting and treating these people.
Well, I mean, Trina was more of a raunchy rapper at the time, so
She's always been that raunchy South rapper, but I don't see any of that in Nicki though. Nicki with all the voices and the characters and the that's all
you know.
that New York look.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right. I was wrong. All right,
See,
then.
Marlena, no, me and Marlena are
Okay,
here.
all
I am Marlena and the gang. Remember? Oh, we are here.
right.
Trina got a stanky attitude, and she act like she don't got to give props to nobody.
I mean, that's
I
just
mean, I
eh.
get she's the queen of the South. Like, how many other real Southern rappers besides Trina can you mention? But her attitude just stank. Like Lauren Hill late because she crazy. Trina late because she got an attitude and she think people owe her something. Like there's a difference. I'm still gonna buy them tickets because Lauren Hill going on tour. I know she's still gonna be 3 hours late. I know she's only gonna do 3 songs, and I know she's
All
gonna
right,
do
all right.
Philly.
So
But Lauren
you do
Hill is my girl.
you do have a toxic celebrity that you do
I
like.
do. It's Lauren Hill. She's so
Lauren
toxic,
Hill, okay.
and I'm
Lauren
gonna
Hill,
love her forever in her toxic way.
like, hey, you going to the Lauren Hill concert? Lauren Hill be like, I don't know, are you?
Are you? No, ma'am.
You going?
It's
Who
your
all gonna be
concert.
there? Whose concert? I'm
Dead
performing.
serious. I
Uh,
remember I was supposed to see her in New York. This was like pre-COVID, and one of my girlfriends was like, I don't know, man. I don't think she's gonna show up. And I was like, what are you talking about? This is Lauren Hill. Don't you ever say nothing bad about Miss Hill. And sure enough, we were already late getting there. We had to get into the city. It was at the Blues Cafe or whatever in the middle of Manhattan. We get there, we're like hour and a half late. I'm like, oh my God. I know she's probably halfway through her set. It was 10 o'clock. Lauren didn't show up till 11:37. Okay. Lauren, she showed up. They was like, "Oh, Lauren Hill is in the building." Everybody got hyped. Everybody screaming. Thank God the DJ was good. He made up for it. And
uh,
then, um, and then literally she came on at like 12:15. She performed till about 12:40 ish, and then was like, just walked off. She ain't say bye. She ain't talk to us. She ain't like communicate with the audience. She did her thing and she walked off. And I said, you know what? I deserve that. And I took it and I went home.
wow, she really came in like the employee that's like, I just came here to do my job. I ain't come here to
She
talk to y'all.
legit showed up. I don't even think she needed anything in her dressing room because she knew she wouldn't be there long enough. Okay.
Damn.
She will always get a pass because Miss Hill will always be that queen. And you've never heard anything bad besides her lateness about Lauren Hill. She don't talk trash about people. She don't disrespect artists. Lauren Hill is who she is. And this tour coming up is supposed to be Lauren Hill and the Fugees. So she gonna go pull Wyclef out of his Rastafarian jungle somewhere and bring him here and give him a little shine time too. So I'm gonna get my tickets and I'm gonna go watch her be 3 hours late and I'm gonna take it. So yes, I
Damn.
do. You know, you're right. I do have a toxic.
You got one. I mean, we all got one. So I'm gonna talk about mine. And for the longest, I defended this nigga forever,
Oh Lord,
and that is Kanye West.
I am so sorry to all Kanye fans. I am so sorry
you
to.
know, he. First of all, I gotta say, Teddy Bear era Kanye, fantastic, untouchable. Can't say nothing about it. It was next to perfect. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Kanye. It's funny even how I became a Kanye fan because like when he came out, his first single was uh slow jams. I think was it? Yeah, slow jams. with Twister and
Oh no, I
Jamie
know that's
Foxx.
my joint.
So like for me, that song kind of just was in the background. I'm like, this is just another club hit, whatever. I'm not really tripping on. And my sister comes into my room. She was like, "Oh, you got to listen to the song by Kanye. This sounds like you." And I'm like, "Okay." And it was Spaceship when he was like complaining about working at the Gap.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Man, this he really does speak to me." So I started listening to the album. I'm like, "Oh,
Sounds like
this guy speaks to me." I wasn't like some gangster rapper guy. I wasn't over here talking about the most expensive stuff, most fancy clothes, but I would like to wear those clothes. Like I mean, that's how early Kanye was. Like, he had those skits, the broke five broke, we ain't got it.
I
Those
mean,
skits.
Kanye from College Dropout to about 808. His love for
That's when
Amber Rose, that whole 808 album was my joint. And then Amber left him and his mama passed away and he lost his ever loving mind.
wait. Child, what allegations?
Wait a minute.
Because I mean, I've domestic violence. I ain't heard about that either. And
Oh,
then
Charles, you're gonna
Kanye.
have to talk to us about this.
Yeah, because after Kanye, his mother died. That's when things started really
That's when he
going
lost his
going
mind. Yeah,
downhill.
yes.
Uh, and I defended everything he did. Even when he got with Kim Kardashian, I'm like, well, he said that was his dream girl. Even though
You
he
can't take somebody's dream girl from them. He got his dream girl. He
take
got
my
the
dream from me,
can't with
both of them. But number three is gonna come up one day. But that's a story for another. That's a story for
that.
another time. So that's another time. But no, I haven't heard no domestic violence. I mean, the
I
way
think
he
that happened.
carried on with Kim after they broke up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Charles says there was no allegations that happened before.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
yeah. No,
So
he has to do something like that to really lose fans. We are always gonna hold on to the College Dropout, 808's Heartbreak, Kanye forever.
I mean,
I've
uh,
got prayers and hopes he gets it together.
I am under the assumption that Kanye was trying to lose all of his fans at one point. He was
Yes.
like, just let me, you know, I looked at it through a you know, wrestling point of view. I'm like, Kanye is the greatest wrestling bad guy of all time. Like, no matter he does everything, everything to get booed. He's like, oh, who do people hate the most? Donald Trump. Let me go be friends
Let
with
me go
him.
with a MAGA hat.
He literally went on national TV and was said, and I quote, "I love Hitler." He said that. He said that, and I'm look, man. I can't, I can't defend you with that one. I can't
Listen,
defend
I
you
miss
loving Hitler.
I miss Kanye who stood there and said President Bush does not like black people. That is the Kanye I miss. Okay.
Hey, even when he was starting to get to his bad guy phase, when he went on stage and interrupted Taylor Swift, I thought that was hilarious. Now, side note, you want to know what I would have did if I was Taylor Swift?
What?
I would have got that microphone back and been like, "Hey, can somebody tell me who that was?"
Instead, she just sat there and she's lived off of that sympathy of the I'm a damsel in distress ever since. It's been her thing.
I mean, and then I looked at also looking at it from the view of wrestling. Here comes Beyonce, the all loving hero at the time, was like, "Oh, here's your go ahead and get your time," which I
Yeah,
did.
Beyonce gets
I,
her award and she's like, Taylor, come finish your speech. And then here comes Beyonce and to be the savior of
I,
the
I I did think that was nice though. That was a nice thing to do.
it was
Like it was
it
it was
was.
on
He
brand
took
for
that girl's moment. He did.
Beyonce. Like that's something what Beyonce would do, which
Hmm?
I think added to her fandom. Like, how can you hate Beyonce? You know?
Beyonce gave this poor little girl, all the little Swifties are now fans of Beyonce because she gave Swifty her moment. Like,
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about Taylor Swift when I was getting the pictures going. But yeah, Taylor Swift got some. She got some toxic fans as well.
Swifties are terrible, terrible little gremlins. They
I
got
think
their little cowgirl hats on, their little cowgirl boots, and their little bra tops with their little cut off Daisy Duke dreads. Them little girls is vicious. Okay.
I don't know too much about Taylor Swift's music. I know she makes a lot of like what breakup music, I guess.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know.
she dates
I don't know.
somebody and then she makes a breakup album after. Her last album was after her breakup from John Mayer, and that was a really good album. It sold great, and now she's dating Kelsey. So we're just waiting for this breakup for her to make another album. This is about album time. She just did a tour. So it's about time for her to put a new album out. She's gonna date Travis Kelsey for a bit and then be heart. You know, she's sitting in the fan box with his mother. So she's posting this whole like we're a happy couple, and they've only been dating for a month. Who's meeting the mama at a month in the fucking private skybox? I don't know, but
uh,
this
be
is
ready. Be ready.
why she's gonna get her little album together, and then in a couple months she'll have an album drop off of this.
You know, Taylor Swift also. She does do some good. Also, she doesn't. She speaks out against Spotify's shitty
Mm-hmm. The
pay
pay
stuff and
thing.
all that
She
stuff.
yeah, she
So
really
like, you know,
messed up with
I'll give her credit on that, but I don't really know too much about her to say too much. I just know she makes songs about the guy she ended up breaking up with, and
every time.
I mean, I would not date her for numerous reasons. That is one of them. Like, no, that is not one of them. But then
She's
again,
just
she
a
is rich
cute
though.
kid who makes country pop music over breakups, and I can't say anything bad about her.
So I'm gonna move on to somebody we absolutely positively can say something bad about because he's a toxic person. If you are still a fan of this person, you are definitely a toxic person, and that is Robert Kelly. R.
You don't
Kelly.
want to go half on a baby?
I mean, with a baby, like all his music, all like if you're still a fan of him after him making this music that is clearly about the women, I'm sorry, the girls that he has been dealing with, and you know, there were signs, not just the blatant signs, but you know, subtle signs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most men dress for the women that they want to attract, right?
Right.
R. Kelly used to dress like a high school senior on the first day of school all the time. Did he not?
Robert Kelly used to be dressed like he's going to pick up the kids at high school. He dressed. Robert knew what he was doing.
Yeah, you know, Robert Charles says here, I'm shocked that R. Kelly still has fans. Now, see, people always try to say you got to separate the
Artist
person from
from
the artist from the music,
yeah.
but when the art when the art is inspired by your real life things, and your real life things are you being a
Pedophile.
pedophile, which I mean, technically, I guess that's not the right word. It's hedophile, but that's semantics,
I mean,
whatever.
he married Aaliyah when she was 15.
Which they did that because they, the rumor has it that Aaliyah was pregnant, and R. Kelly felt if they
Yeah,
got
that was the
married,
rumor. Yeah.
that he wouldn't
They
go to
never
jail.
confirmed or denied it, but that was the rumor on why he married her.
Like there's a part of me that wishes Aaliyah was alive when that R. Kelly documentary came out, just to see. Maybe she may not have talked because she was a very she
Private.
didn't she didn't seem like the type to like throw anybody under the bus or
No.
you know nothing like that. So she may not even said
Yeah.
I don't know, but as Charles was saying here, R. Kelly still has fans because of his music. Like even it was a very sneaky way people were doing it too, because there was a challenge on TikTok, you know, that was using one of his songs, and I didn't know it was the song at first. I'm like, hey, what is this? So I
Which
did
one?
the leg shaking song or whatever.
Oh, see, I must not have known that one.
Yeah, like people were I was like, y'all think y'all slick trying to put him back in
You think
the
you
community.
slick. Mm-mm.
So you know, you know that's how songs get popular now. You know, you get on TikTok.
Yes.
If the TikTok algorithm, you can pick up your song and people do some challenges to it, you set.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that's what was happening with that R. Kelly song. And I was like, hey, what is this? This is kind of hot. And here I go, I Shazam it. I'm like, come on, man, y'all think you slick? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck.
Listen, all I know is my mama is going to be 70 years old this year. Stella is not going to stop listening to R. Kelly because she's just old and country. And she says, I like R. Kelly music. Just because he doing bad things ain't gonna. So you ain't gonna change no old 7-year-old country woman's mind over her R. Kelly.
I mean that's kind of like how it is in the black community, which is going to segue me to the next person who is under the same type of scrutiny, and that is this man here,
Listen,
Bill
you
Bill
gonna leave
Cosby.
my Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable alone, okay?
Yeah, look, Cliff Huxtable was a great man. Bill Cosby was not. The character was a good man, but the character was
I mean, I'm going. Bill is 86 years old. I'm gonna leave this man alone.
not.
This man can barely see out of both eyes.
He is getting to the end of his life, and
I
I
heard he
hated
got that new lawsuit that came out like July.
another one.
Well, yeah, it was the women from Nevada, the 9 women who sued him and accused him of sexual assault. This like
Jesus,
happened like July or something. The charges were put against him, so it's like 9 women who filed sexual assault cases against him.
he I think with especially with the black community, with him playing Cliff Huxtable, a lot of people um related him to like, oh, it's a positive black dad and all this stuff, and I really hated all that stuff that he did. It's like you are a black eye to the black community, in my
Bill Cosby, you didn't learn from Kobe, messing with all these
opinion.
bitches. Now look at you.
I mean, he started doing that stuff back in the '60s, '70s, so it all caught up with him.
Janice Dickinson, old ass.
I
Listen,
mean, Charles, we can argue who's the best TV dad. Carl Winslow, best. I-
Carl
That's a good
Winslow is
argument.
not the best TV dad. No.
He is up there. He is up there. But Carl, you know what? Carl loses some points on me because it's like you got this creepy little motherfucker always around your daughter. You are a cop. Shoot him.
Shoot him?
He would
Yo.
just, he would just come in their house. They live in Chicago. He can get
He
away with that.
drove a car through their front door. Like, he broke the garage. He set the house on fire. How many times can you allow this little terrorist to keep coming into your home? You are a cop.
But then on the flip side, Steve has saved their life a couple times, like legitimately saved their life. So it's like, well,
And then Stefan was
dang.
fine. So Steve was forgiven. So
Imagine being so thirsty that you change your entire goddamn DNA for somebody.
the whole
And then
you
clone
literally got to
yourself.
drink a serum that made you shake.
That was a seizure. Your brain is shaking
He
inside your
literally
skull.
had a
That's not
seizure to
safe.
change into Stefan. Then he figured out how to build a chamber. He built a chamber to transform his entire DNA. Okay.
Now, I want to. It's something that I picked up on when I got older. Stefan and Steve would say the same fucking things. It's just the way they delivered it.
It was the way it was delivered. If you got suspenders on and you dorky and you're like, how can I do that? That's one thing. But if you are Stefan, you're like, oh, did I do that?
Yeah, it's all about the
Delivery is
delivery.
everything.
Now, I mean, since we're slightly on the subject of TV dads, I think the best black TV dad was Uncle Phil, hands
Uncle
down,
Phil,
and that goes for both
Philip
the
Banks.
Fresh Prince and for Bel Air, the reboot drama series.
I couldn't get into the drama series. My husband loved it.
Oh,
He
I
liked
love it. I love it. I love I just love like it's just the idea of this black excellence, and they live in the rich part of LA, and I've seen that part of LA, and I got into that part of it. Like I really was hooked into
I
that, and
love that back then, besides just like the Cosbys, given this whole like black families doing great things, like lawyer mom, doctor dad, it was like that on the Fresh Prince, like Uncle
mhm,
Phil in this rich home, and he gave these black kids private education, and like it's like, oh my god, black people do good things too. Like we can make money and have good jobs and be out there. And Uncle Phil was there for Will, who came from Philly, like, wilding in the streets. Dad is a misfit who will pop up when he wanted to. Like, rest in peace, James Avery. Rest in peace.
Okay, he mentioned the dad from Everyone Hates Chris, Julius.
Jewel,
Yes,
that is the
Julius was a
best
good.
penny
He was a good
corn.
dad too. He was a good dad as well. I
You
would
better
have to
finish
add
that
him as there
corn.
as
That
well.
is $2.75 worth of kernels left on your plate. Freaking
Every,
love. I already love Terry Crews, but him as Julius, they just go hand in
every
hand.
everybody on that show played their part perfect.
Tisha Camp. Oh my god, I love Tashina Arnold. Like Tashina Arnold is amazing as an actress, but her as Chris's mom. My
Rochelle,
husband has
yeah,
two jobs.
two
I don't
jobs.
need this. My husband has two jobs.
So if I can, I want to talk about a wrestler for a minute because
Okay.
he has a very toxic fan base. Himself, he's also very toxic, and that is CM Punk.
See, I haven't seen
Fucking
wrestling in so
Pepsi,
long.
fucking Pepsi Phil. Now, a little backstory about CM Punk. The CM stands for Chick Magnet. If anybody was wondering, Chick
Oh, is
Magnet
that what that
Phil,
stands for?
Chick Magnet Phil. But the internet loves to make fun of him. He is a very toxic person, and he's been a toxic person since he's been in wrestling. I mean, as Charles is even saying here, don't get me started with Phil Brooks. So when he was younger, younger wrestler, he was kind of like a punk kid. Older wrestlers would come to him trying to tell him, "Hey, you should do this," and he wouldn't listen to them. Now he's an older wrestler, and younger wrestlers do that same thing to him when he's trying to say something to them, which I think is hilarious. He recently was fired from AEW for getting into way too many backstage fights. Like, why are you fighting so much, Phil? Why are you so angry? So, like, a lot of people in the wrestling community call, the CM stands for Crying Man Punk, you know, Curmudgeon Man Punk. And, he's a very, very toxic person. I just wanted to add him in there a little bit because
I know.
I love
I
wrestling.
googled him real quick, and he seems like quite the character.
Yeah, he infamously he had there was a media scrum after one of the events that they had while he's sitting right next to his billionaire boss, and he just goes on this tirade, and it wasn't like storyline nothing. He's talking about these people as like personal people, like talking about, oh, they're stupid, and if you want to pretty much, if you want to fight, you can find me backstage after this. And that's exactly what they did. They all got into a fight at the end.
See,
Like bro, what, why? uh,
yeah, I mean, they're like going on this whole like thing about him. He doesn't seem like he's the best person.
Nah, he's not a very good person. And for the I used to be a CM Punk fan. I'll admit, when he was younger, and he left WWE without saying anything. He pretty much quit. Like,
Oh,
he walked out the company. He's burned bridges with every major wrestling company in the world, from what I've seen. Like, he's burned the bridges with everybody. And when he left WWE in 2014, this is where the toxic fans come in. Whenever anything would happen in the ring that WWE fans were in attendance that didn't like, they would chant CM Punk. I'm like, you guys sound like some like delusional lovers. Like, no, no,
but they are.
he
That's what fans do. That's what
that's what
fans
fans do.
do.
I
And
thought it was I thought it was disgusting. Like, every time I'm like, why are you chanting for this guy? Like, I'll give you like the first few months, like, yeah, you want him to come back, but after he said he quit, and
no,
he didn't even
I
have the common decency to say bye to you guys. Fuck him. Fuck CM Punk. Fuck Phil. I'm trying to get blocked by him on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, I'm never going to call it X. Never, never correct me, anybody.
you're
It's
not
always
gonna
going to be
say it
Twitter.
the Elon Musk way.
Since we're on Elon Musk, we're going to talk about Elon. Elon Ugly Musk what's his name is actually elongated muskrat. That's what his name stands for. Elongated muskrat. A lot of people don't know that. But
Oh,
Elon Musk has some very, very toxic fans. Like
I
how are
didn't
you
know
capable?
that. Depends.
Oh yeah, on Twitter, yeah, like people be kissing his ass, and like that's how he became like the Twitter guy. Like he's very corny. We've mentioned that before. He's one of the corniest people on the planet. And
So
he
disgusting.
bought him buying Twitter was a joke that went too far.
Well, I remember it was supposed to be a joke, and then it actually went through, and he actually bought it.
Yeah, like it's he doubled down on the joke basically. Like that was a very expensive joke, Elon, and the way he treats his employees. I mean, there's also some other people out there. We probably won't get to Ellen DeGeneres, Jimmy Fallon had these toxic workplaces, and people have come out to talk about
Really,
that.
Jimmy Fallon?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon, like yeah, look that up. Like Jimmy Fallon, so we can throw him up on screen. Jimmy Fallon, his employees would say like, oh, that's Ellen. Did I have? I don't think I had. Yeah, his employees would be like, what type of day is Jimmy having today? So he's one of those people that would take his bad day out on people,
What?
which is crazy to hear because I'm like, you, you're the quirky little goofy dude on TV. So from yeah, so from what I've heard, like most of these talk show people have had some like toxic workplaces. Yeah, the Ellen DeGeneres, Jimmy Fallon. Um, I'm happy to hear that nothing has come out about Conan O'Brien because I think Conan O'Brien is the
I
funniest person in the world.
It would break my heart if something bad came out about him. He's so funny. Conan
uh,
and Kevin Hart together, the best interviews I've ever seen.
Man, since you brought that up, so there was a segment with Conan O'Brien, Ice Cube, and Kevin Hart where they got an Uber ride.
Yes,
I was so mad. I'm like, why can't that be me? I would have a TV show right now.
the
I was like,
student
oh
driver. Oh my god, that
no,
poor
no,
girl. That poor
no.
girl.
They had got a Uber. They had got a Uber driver, and they
That's
had
a
Uber driver
different one.
driving.
But that's
Yeah,
the
like
one
they had.
student driver. They torture this poor girl.
Conan O'Brien has been in the public eye for the past what 30 years or something, and he has numerous employees, and everybody has good things to say about him. You want to
That
know what?
that makes me feel good.
Conan O'Brien's podcast was my inspiration for this podcast.
Really?
I
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I was. Do you listen to his podcast?
I didn't even know he had a podcast. Like
Yeah.
I missed watching the Conan O'Brien show. So now that I know, I'm going to listen to it because I know
Oh,
he's one of those naturally funny people, and you want to listen.
yeah, yeah. He's just so fucking goofy. Like, Conan O'Brien needs a friend, so it's him and his assistant, and he interviews celebrities. So like that was gonna be. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. So that was the whole thing, late night, all day. That's why that was the inspiration for it.
Well,
So once you listen to the podcast, you'd be like, oh, okay, I see where he was going with that. But sadly, I wasn't able to get guests like I would want to. So this is how it came to be, how we do it now. So hey, if you want to be a guest, we'll have you as a
I was
guest.
about to say we're still looking for guests. So if you guys
We'll
want
we'll still take the guests. If you want to come on here and pitch whatever you have going on, you want to pitch your music, you want to pitch your Etsy, you want to pitch your OnlyFans, whatever.
to,
We're supporting all of it as long as it's not you know
as long as
Trump
you're
stuff.
hunting baby on,
Trump stuff.
come on.
Oh, so I want to close with one person that just popped into my mind because this
Oh,
person is very toxic and they have a very toxic fan base, which I don't think we don't hear too much about him anymore. And that is Justin Bieber.
we
Justin
don't
Bieber
hear
has
about him anymore. Like
You
he
don't
did
hear nothing
have
about him
like that sort
anymore.
of face stroke thing happen, and then
Oh,
yeah, so like his face, he canceled that concert he had because like half his face was paralyzed.
Oh, yeah, was it Bell's palsy maybe?
I think so. And like he
Yeah.
had to cancel his concert and it was awful. It was like really scary. But them believers don't
Woo,
mess with a believer.
woo. Those just yeah, man. Those was fans. They would follow him home, and then remember he was like they had that video of him spitting on his fans.
What?
And there's a video of him spitting on
No.
his fans. There's a video of him saying the N word. Like he was just he was a terror. There's a part of me that's like, well, he was young. You might be able to get partially that the age pass on that
Harsh.
partial, but yeah. So Justin Bieber, that's another one. But yeah, we don't hear about him anymore. But like, he just popped into my head. I'm like, I wanted to mention him because yeah. So
Listen,
you
those
think
believer fans though, like his fans, he can do no wrong. I remember when he first came out and he had that whole hair flip thing happening, and all them little girls was like stalking him outside his hotels, and they were breaking in, and they were
not?
bellhops to get inside of his hotel rooms and stuff. They were finding his stage names and like calling his room repeatedly. Like he has some crazy Backstreet Boy instinct type fans.
It wasn't just little girls. It was grown ass women
That's
doing
right. Like grown women in their 30s and 40s were literally stalking this little. He was a little boy then too. Like what was like
looking at you,
3?
Kim. Looking at you, Kim Kardashian. She was one of them.
Listen, we don't. Kim does a lot of things that are wrong, and people let it slide.
Yeah, I mean that's the privilege of celebrity.
That is the
People,
privilege of making a sex tape with Ray J.
Ray man, there's so many people that owe Ray J's dick to their fucking fame.
People will
Ray
not.
J's dick made all y'all
But
famous.
Ray J has been a lot. He might be Brandy's brother, but he has put a lot.
I
He has put a
refuse
lot of people on.
for the longest. I refused to call him Ray J. I was like, nah, that's Brandy's brother.
That's
That's
Brandy's brother. No, absolutely.
Brandy's brother.
No,
But
they were like,
hey,
yeah, like who?
ah, we didn't. I don't know if we have enough time to talk about
Yeah, it's only 8:58.
one more fandom that's pretty toxic, and that is the cosplay community. The cosplay community is one of the most toxic groups out there. I especially when it comes to uh, people of color cosplaying.
That I do.
I've seen
Absolutely.
that
That
really bad. Ariel's not black, and the black Batman's not black. It's
yep.
a lot of that as well.
Yep.
We can probably throw the Call of Duty community in there as well. Don't let them hear that you black. You're gonna be the N word all up and down.
Wait, really?
Oh my God, they were terrible. I remember when I used to actually play with the headphones on and talking to people. And the second they detect that you're black, oh, you're the N word all up and down.
What?
And on the newer Call of Duties, I've seen it where like you can create emblem. You can put an emblem on your game, on your gun. And
Okay.
I've seen people creatively, which for nefarious reasons, they would take emblem and move it around and change it up to make it look like a swastika. It's like, was it that important to you?
Yo, is this how
Yeah,
much
there.
hate you have in your heart living in your mama's basement? Like,
I mean, I would have hate in my heart too if I lived in my mom's basement too. You know.
I did hear a ton though. I have two girlfriends. They're absolutely stunning and they're black and they do cosplay and their makeup skills, the costumes they make them themselves, all that stuff. And they always say when they go, to the cosplay or whatever the conventions and stuff, they get so much shit for being black as a different character. Like if they're a character, I know she's done Wonder Woman once, made the whole thing. I mean, you couldn't tell she made it. She thought she bought it. They're
I
like,
think you
Wonder
shared that
Woman's
one.
not black. Wonder Woman's not black. Wonder Woman doesn't have dreads because she has beautiful dreads. No, she's done several. She's done like a bunch of Japanese characters, and she's like, you get dirty looks. It's very rare. People will give you props for all the hard work. So you don't even try to sign up for a contest. They won't even look in your direction or give you the chance. Even you can make your stuff from pure gold and walk in gold cinder blocks, and they won't even look at you.
Yeah, it's very toxic, based in racism stuff.
Yeah.
It happens to a lot of my friends on my Facebook. I see that happening quite a bit. There was a page that I used to follow that was geared towards uh, black women, doing cosplay,
Hmm.
and they used to post almost every day. Then one day, it got real racist. Like their page got hacked by
What?
racists, and I was like, "Oh, that's so fucked up." Like,
That's so messed up.
what's the point of this? What are you
What are
accomplishing
you
here?
getting out of this? Like
You
what?
just want to take somebody's space away. Like, don't you take haven't you took enough spaces away? You already took a whole damn continent from somebody. Like, damn, let somebody have cosplay.
Thank you, dang.
So, do you have any other toxic fandoms that you have in your thinking about right now?
No, it was just Lauren Hill for me.
Lauren Hill.
Lauren Hill.
Do I? I don't think I have any more. I think yeah, just Kanye. Um, I mean, like Charles had said earlier, until the bad things that Kanye have done have been like, well, he hasn't hurt anybody.
He
He
hasn't
hasn't
hurt,
hurt.
but he's only hurt himself. Okay, he
Right,
is not.
right.
And did you see that Adidas like last week came back around and they're like, we don't think Kanye meant that thing about the Jews because Adidas has lost a lot of money and they still have all that stock of
He was
Yeezy.
off. We
So
like money.
literally last week I saw that I was like, oh, they need some coins. They literally came around and they're like, we don't think Kanye meant that thing about the Jews. He meant
What he actually meant.
what he meant was, yeah, no, that is exactly what they did. Adidas came around real quick, but we're rooting for you, Kanye, in my best Tyra voice. We were all rooting for you.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We're getting to we're hitting the hour mark. We try to keep it short. We're not
Short.
gonna be one of these podcasts that go on for 3 4 hours.
Yeah.
So, Jamie, where can the people reach you?
And Miss Johnson, 86 people. It's like there. It's somewhere. We can never, one day we're going to figure this
There we
right
go.
there.
There we go. So there's me there. Alonzo Jules everywhere. If you want to follow me on Twitter, if you want, like I said, it's
I was
Twitter.
about
It's
to say,
never
you
going to
mean
be
X?
X.
I literally almost
Never.
you.
Never going to be X. I'm never going to call it X. We got the Twitter, we got the TikToks, we got the Instagrams, Twitch. Yeah, if you want to play video games with me, you can even follow me on PlayStation 4 until I get a PlayStation 5. If any of my wonderful people out there watching want to give me a PS5 for my birthday, it's October 4th. It's coming up. Um, Also, hit me up with some on the Cash App. I'm not
Cash
even
App.
the Cash App me. My birthday's coming up. I have no shame on that because we should all be celebrating each other because I celebrate y'all. So for Miss Jamie Sear, I am AJ Graham, and we will see you on the flip side. And we want to wish you a good night. Fuck.
Good morning.
Good
It's all
morning.
right. I was just going to let it breeze by. I already, I had your back. I said good morning. Because you said, one
We're
day,
just
one
we're
day.
just we're, we're just gonna say goodbye,
Bye, y'all.
everybody. Goodbye.